What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Talking Time in a Six. Today, I'm going to be giving you my review and thoughts on a documentary series I watched called What Did Jennifer Do? And it's a Netflix movie. The reason why I'm doing a documentation on this is because it took place in Markham, Ontario. Markham, Ontario is very close to where I live. It hits home because I grew up in Toronto, GTA, in York Region. York Region was my stomping grounds. You got Newmarket, Aurora, Richmond Hill, Thornhill, Vaughan, Markham. I'm well known in all of these cities, okay? And Toronto, and I'm not trying to brag or nothing. I'm just saying this is the reason why I'm doing this documentary, because I'm well aware of what goes on with York Region. I'm not going to get into my past with York Region. We're just going to get straight into this documentary review. Okay, so what it is an Asian girl who's young in her 20s, about 21. Her parents get murdered, a double homicide. The father ends up being in a coma and living, but it's an attempted murder and a murder, okay, home invasion. And it says it happens randomly out of the blue, and the documentary makes you believe, hey, this happens in Markham, Ontario. This is the safest community. I can't believe this has happened in Markham, Ontario, in York Region. This never happens here. We never have murders here. This is like really shaking everybody up. That's all true or whatever, yeah. Immigrants have come to, Markham. A lot of Asian people, Vietnamese, Chinese, Korean, all kinds of Asians, right? A lot of people come here to settle and have a better life for their children. So they want to push their kids. So they push their kids a lot harder than Canadian parents push their children, right? So what happens is she ends up getting really, really stressed out. She's expected to get straight A's. She's in a school where it's mandatory to get straight A's, okay, in Markham. And okay, they forgot to tell you that Markham borderlines with Scarborough. Now, when I say borderlines, I mean when you're on one side of the intersection, you're in Markham, and when you press the button and walk across the street through the light, pedestrian, walk through the light, you're in Scarborough. Now, Scarborough is like a place where a lot of people get murdered, where a lot of murders happen. So they forgot to tell you that a 10-minute drive away is where a lot of murders happen here in Canada. And as we've had the Scarborough rapists, Paul Bernardo and Carla Homolka, come out of Scarborough. A lot of cool rappers have come out of Scarborough. There's just been a lot of homicides in Scarborough, and they forgot to mention that, of course, and they're trying to make it seem like it was in this totally safe area. Okay, Markham supposed to be safe, but when it's a 10-minute drive from a really, really, really bad area in Scarborough, you know what I mean? So anyways, that's what I'm going to say about that, and let's just jump right into it. So her parents don't want her dating this guy because he was a drug dealer or whatever. She says it was because he worked at a fast food job. She looks like she's innocent at the beginning. Spoiler alert. She ends up being this manipulative girl who tricked her parents into going to college for 4 years. Her parents thought she was going to college for 4 years, university at Ryerson University, dropping her off every day down in Toronto, and that's insane. So for 4 years, she even made them think she was getting report cards. She would do up report cards on Photoshop. She even photoshopped a certificate that she got her diploma for being a pharmacist. 4 years goes by, and her parents and parents' friends are wondering, why isn't she getting a job? Like, 4 years have gone by, she's not getting a job. They're pushing her to get out in the work field. They're wondering why. They give her the benefit of the doubt. The dad don't want her dating him. Long story short, what ends up happening, the police end up interrogating her like crazy. She keeps saying basically nothing until she talks about her ex-boyfriend and her dad not letting them be together. So the boyfriend gives a bit more info on how he has a new girl, he moved on, but Jennifer and him are still friends, and the dad wouldn't let them be together no matter what. He looked down on them and all this, and Jennifer really, really wanted to be with this guy. She's in love with this guy, right? So she's going to do anything she can to be with this dude. She's already lied about university for 4 years. So what happens is she says 3 Jamaicans come in and do the shootings, right? And then tie her to the upper banister, and she makes the 911 call. Now, I'm not going to give away every spoiler and everything like that. I'm just going to say that they end up breaking her, and you end up finding out that yes, it was a hire for plot. Like she hired these people. She was all for $2,000. Can you believe that? This happened in York Region in Markham, Ontario. A lot of murders happen here in Ontario, so I don't know why they're just playing it off like that. My grandmother was murdered when I was a young kid, 9 years old. Like, a lot of murders happen here. The killer even got found not guilty on my grandma's murder, and that's what messed my family up quite a bit. Made my mom really, really depressed, made me very, very depressed, and it just totally snowballed from there. Okay, so now this girl had a nice life. Her dad drove a Mercedes, her mom drove a Lexus. She had a good life. Her parents just wanted the best for her, and they were pushing her to succeed and pushing her to be a doctor or a lawyer. They knew she couldn't because she was too squirmish, so he wanted her to be a pharmacist, which she ended up making him think that she graduated, which is pretty crazy that you could be that manipulative for 4 years and plan out all this meticulous stuff. It's a wild movie. Check it out. York Regional Police are the people that investigate in this documentary. They did a pretty good job finding out who it was. I got a pass with York Regional Police to this day. I don't have an issue with them, but I have been arrested by them quite a bit, and they did hate me when I was younger, but I've been out of trouble for so long now, I think that's past and gone. As I was a little bad fucker when I was young, 12 years old, running around with red hats and red bandanas, just crazy. Me and all my homies. Alright. They dubbed us the Red Hat Gang in the news. Anyway, besides that, I turned my life around. I just want you to know, if you're new here, this is a true crime / prison channel where I've done all kinds of interviews with people from all over the US and Canada. So you get to hear stories from people that have been in there and done that. So you can learn what it's all about in there. These places are places you don't want to be. You don't want to commit crimes. You definitely don't want to commit matricide, which is killing your parents. Okay? For killing people that brought you into this world is just insane, and that's mentally disturbed. You couldn't think of anything more heinous. If you ask me. I love my mother to death and would do anything for her and would protect her to the fullest. I've fought boyfriends of hers, and when boyfriends weren't treating her right, I've punched out a few of her boyfriends when I was a teenager. And yeah, besides that, I don't want to take too much of your time, but this was a great documentary. You can get it on Netflix. It's called What Did Jennifer Do? It's about an Asian family where the mom got murdered and the father ends up in a coma. And I won't tell you if he comes out of the coma or not. And the police are investigating it and stuff. It's all in a matter of like a week. It takes place in like a week period. And there's lots of twists and turns. Pretty crazy that she says it was tried to blame it on 3 Jamaican dudes, which makes sense because, Scarborough's right there, which is like, 80% Jamaican. So, anyways, I've said that many times that we have a lot of Jamaican people in Toronto, and, Jamaica is a big culture here in the city. And yeah. So anyways, I can't believe that she ended up trying to blame it on 3 Jamaican people. And it's funny because my girl did the Jamaican color in my beads. But anyways, long story short, it's all good. Everything that happened, and I don't want to spoil too much, okay? So I'm just going to take off right now and let you know it was great. It's worth the watch, and it's worth the $10 to get Netflix and check it out. I'm telling you that right now. And there'll be plenty more content to come out. I interview all kinds of people from prison, rappers, gang members. We interview people in prison still. We do all kinds of stuff here. I tell you about my story and my past and all the crazy stuff that I went through in there. And yeah, just spin-off channel. My girl's spin-off channel, the couple channel, if you want to see how all that came. And yeah, you can check it out. See you in the next.